What it do, y'all? We back with another episode of Wrestling with Xotics. It's your boy, the franchise kid, franchise Jerry, and I got my dog with me.
They gotta eat a Fiji water, you know what it is.
And we about to break down this news for the week. Let's get into it, man. What you got for us?
That's a funny fact, man. I just want to start off talking about AEW has a new upcoming show they're going to premiere on the 17th of June. It's going to be called AEW Collision. It's going to be a 2-hour show. It's going to be focused primarily on Saturdays. And it's going to be cool because it's going to cause a hard divide between the roster. So now we have a SmackDown and a roster type feel for AEW. So they're going to be primary acts that's only going to be focused on Collision, which I think is going to be the best thing because the AEW is having this problem with the overflow of talent and only having one show and not enough screen time.
They got two shows. They just don't work the second show correctly. Rampage is one of the most sorriest wrestling shows I've ever seen on a Friday night before. So it's like, yeah, y'all needed to do something else.
Yeah, as well as the Rampage is going away now, and I think it's cool because it just serves its purpose for what it was doing to get to this point. You just see that the company's overall progressing in a positive fashion because now that they're got awarded this new show through Warner Brothers Distribution, they're also getting a new contract with Max, so they're going to be on streaming platforms sooner rather than later. I overall am hyped within this only being 4.5 to 5 years of AEW. They've been accomplishing a lot of stuff that no matter whether you're a fan or spectator or not, you heard about them or you're about to hear about them in the near future.
Yeah, bro, it's only right that they come up with a way better show because, like you said, they got too much talent over there just being wasted and sitting in the back. Rampage as a show is just absolutely horrible, and I don't know how they don't book talent correctly on that show or have that show flooded with new faces and wrestlers all the time. It's the second wrestling show on Friday night. You would think that it would have some, I don't know, pizzazz or some type of spark or some heat. And with a cool name like Rampage, it's like you expect so much more from it. So I don't think they needed to get rid of Rampage, but they definitely should have had better booking on that show. Moving on to our next topic of the day. This is an unfortunate topic, but it's got to be talked about. And it's pretty much John Cena's body is currently failing him to where he can no longer compete in the ring like he used to. And as a longtime fan, it's heartbreaking to hear that, man, because I know at WrestleMania 39, that was really all he had. Like, he gave us all he had against Theory. And at the same time, looking back at that match, I don't mind Theory winning at all because I don't need WWE lying to me or playing with my intelligence and just randomly letting John Cena win. I know I didn't have that energy when I first seen it, but it just, at the same time, it just makes sense. It is what it is. And another thing that's been bugging me, though, about John Cena is he's just been calling Roman Reigns the greatest of all time. Like, John Cena didn't hold that belt for multiple 700-day reigns. Like, are you crazy? Like, you don't do the Make-A-Wishes. Like, you haven't beat the top pillars in WWE. Randy, Brock, The Rock, Edge, Chris Jericho, you name him. He's beat some of the greatest of all time, including Roman Reigns. So I'm just all like, John, you got to just stop letting that shit fly out your mouth so smoothly, bro, without thinking. John has had multiple 700-day reigns. Bro, he's got more mileage on those belts than Roman Reigns do currently. 16 times. It's like, bro, no, John, you are the greatest of all time, bro. Just because you're not in the company and you want to give a nigga his flowers and all that, don't mean you got to go dick riding to that extent. Just say he's the best wrestler out right now. Cool. But of all time, John, come on now.
He couldn't hold it for 1,000 days himself, so he knows.
Yeah, but that's also been capped, bro. Every time John Cena held a world title, did he ever use anybody to help him win that belt, bro? Has he ever cheated to win or done any of that shit, bro?
He wanted to, but the WWE wouldn't let him. So you gotta be a good guy.
Yeah, well, look at Roman, because that's all he do is use his cousins and all that shit. Because he should have been lost that belt at last year's SummerSlam against Brock Lesnar.
He about to hold it down right now.
Yeah, because like you just said, it's written like that, and that's my whole point about this. It's like Roman ain't got the type of mileage on these belts like John Cena do. So therefore, John Cena should not be over here all on his knees. Like,
He's not
bro,
on his
get
knees
up.
because his back is broken. Ha ha. It's all right, John. You support the team. We got the merch. You know what I'm saying? You was a good part of our childhood and whatnot. It's time, to step aside. You're bowing out gracefully. That's what we appreciate. I can agree. I can support that. You know what I'm saying? I've been knew Roman was one of them ones. He just need to let flow. They let you take control of your character. That's why you flourish so well. If they would have let him do that from an earlier state, we wouldn't have had stuff from Succotash and all that bullshit. We wouldn't get blue contacts. But the truth always gonna remain the same. It's always gonna rise. So at the end of the day, John gonna keep saying Roman's the GOAT. And it's not, and Roman ain't telling him to say that. It's John just saying it.
No, it's just John saying that because he's a legit wrestling fan. Like, I'm a legit sports fan. He just can't hate on nobody. It just is what it is. If you got game, he's got to let you know, yeah, you got game. Like LeBron did to Jamal Murray when Jamal Murray hit that shot in his face. Gave him a thumbs up. What can I do? I can't hate on you. But John is just overdoing it. He's just overdoing it. Because it's like, bro, when you look at what John Cena's been through in his career, and then you look at what Roman Reigns is going through, and you look at how he's got here, it's like, bro, it's uncomparable to John Cena. Off the simple fact that John Cena's never used anyone to help him win a world title. He's always got that off his own strength. Bro, he ain't used his family. He ain't used a bunch of niggas to come in and help him get over in matches. He don't do that. And he don't need to go bullying people into doing work for him. Because it'll make you look soft. Why are you running? That's what he used to be saying to The Miz and everybody else. And Randy Orton. Why you hiding behind these young bucks? Why you scared of me for real? Like, that's how I look at that. So Roman can say he's the greatest, this and that. But at the same time, you're always going to have an asterisk on your championship reign because you use the Enforcer, Solo Sikoa, because you use the Usos and all that shit, bro. Like, can't nobody tell if you can actually wrestle or not. I can't. John Cena, at the end of his in-ring career, he was displaying new moves damn near every week, especially when he was putting that United States Championship on the line every week.
He wanted to prove he could wrestle because people thought
exactly. And Roman, I don't get that from Roman. Roman is going out there and Triple H and niggas to death, bro. We sit here and talk about that shit every week. He ain't doing nothing spectacular or trying to show you, yeah, I'm an actual technical savant as well. Like, he's not trying to show you all of that. So that's why I'm just like, John, hold your brakes. Roman good, but he not better than you, dog. Come on, man.
I think it's just funny because John was doing the same thing in his title reign. Like, we were growing up watching John Cena, bro. He wasn't doing nothing spectacular. He had the 5 moves of doom.
Yeah, but I just said, on the way out, bro, he was starting to show you, like, I got other shit to my repertoire. Like, I'm not just confined to these 5 moves of doom. I can do other shit.
He had to, but that's what I'm saying. He had to do that because he felt as though he thought he was being taken as a joke.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. As Roman being the tribal chief and being the head of the company, can we see some of that? Can we see some of that? Can we actually see the wrestling side of Roman Reigns versus the I'm about to just go out here and fake beat this nigga up?
Can I tell you why their careers are in reverse?
It seemed like they're going the same way because John talks shit about The Rock leaving, and then John leaves, and now Roman talks shit about John leaving, and now Roman is on his way out the door.
No, I'm saying in that aspect you could agree that's the same, but I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the fact that Roman doesn't need to do the in-ring work like you want to see because he already gave us that consistently through a point in time when he wasn't having the world title, when he was in those awkward phases, when he was wrestling on TV every week.
But he still had those 5 moves. Like, he still was doing the 5 moves of doom. He wasn't doing nothing technical. He wasn't showing us that he had that extra side to him like a Daniel Bryan or something.
Okay, when last time you rewatched him versus AJ Styles, if you watch that match with him, Extreme Rules, pretend that he's not putting on no just 5 moves of doom type match. He's having his own moves with the offense and defense. Roman is a better wrestler than a lot of people give him credit for. His style is not attractive. It's not exciting or anything like that. He's not a technical wrestler. But the thing is, at the same time, he's a safe wrestler. And he has a safe style. That's why he's able to do this shit so long.
Who do you think would win in a legit match? No WWE script, no AEW script. Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns.
Uh,
Be honest.
if it's a street fight,
No, it's just a legitimate, flat out wrestling match.
Oh, but Kenny Omega will beat him. Probably
would dog the fuck out of him. And that is my whole entire point. I need to see Roman add some more onto his repertoire to where I can be like, all right, yeah, I can really see Roman improving as a ring general. And he's doing more than just going out there and beating niggas up on some Triple H shit. Like, he's maniacally picking people apart. He's adding in submissions. He's doing more mat wrestling. But, like, you get where I'm coming from? Like, I want to see that because I feel like that would take him to the next level and make his reigns or any more reigns that much more believable. Because he's already kind of discredited himself a little bit by using his family to help him win. And he's over here calling Paul Heyman, telling him to make alliances with the Judgment Day and Gunther and all type of shit. John Cena ain't never done that. He ain't never done that. So that's what I'm saying. I need to just see some more from Roman Reigns.
I feel like it's all perception and how you want to be depicted. So and how
I hold everybody to the same caliber. You know what I'm saying? If you go be the greatest of all time,
yeah,
I gotta hold you to how everybody else is graded.
Everybody else, you can't do that because John wouldn't even. If that's the case, John gonna say Stone Cold was a better reign than him and all these other people because they paid to do ways to get. Everybody's reign is different. Every time is different. Circumstances is different. John, I don't compare John's reign to Roman's, or I don't compare Roman's reign to John. But like a Jinder Mahal or somebody like that, of course you're gonna be like, come on, what are you doing? Like that's relevant.
Yeah, I just look at the scale of greatest of all time. And how I measure it is how long have you had it? What was your impact? What did you do to win those belts? Like that's how I try to measure them. So, like I said, John Cena is just already uncomparable because he ain't never used anybody to cheat. You know what I mean? Like that off the rip.
He's Superman, bro. He's literally Super.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, so for him to be sitting here and calling Roman the greatest of all time, like he ain't been handcuffed and beat all to hell by Randy Orton and some more shit. Had his daddy kicked all. Man, John Cena have been through some real shit that Roman Reigns ain't never had to come across. John Cena had to fight the entire Nexus damn near by himself, bro. That's why I'm like, bro, ain't nobody like John. And this ain't no dick riding shit or nothing. This is just being a straight up 100. How have you gone through all this fucking shit in your fucking life that a normal human being would be like, fuck that? Like, and you over here giving this nigga credit when he's been using his whole family to pretty much get over it. And I know it's sounding crazy because I'm wearing the Bloodline shirt, but at the same time, like I said, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, bro. Like, yo, I'm comparing these careers, and I'm like,
it's because Cena knew it was written like that for him to overcome all that shit. So he.
But at the same time, it was believable because of how he was holding himself and carrying himself in the ring. And it's like, Roman, it's damn near just like that for you too, but you're choosing to use your family and shit.
Because Roman is showing the depth in his character. Roman is basically what happened if you let Cena turn heel. He never got to do that shit. Roman is doing that shit because Roman used to never cheat to win. He don't need to cheat to win.
Bro, that's been his MO since he got into the WWE from the Shield days.
Bro, he never used to cheat to win. The Shield is different. They came in as heels. I'm talking about when Roman actually took his singles career, when he's going the whole route, bro, he never cheated to win. He was getting whole all the time. Seth Rollins told him on his first ever WWE Championship match. It's Roman finally fully immersing himself in the heel role and like, okay, why do I have to be a heel and just be the big dog? Well, no, they ain't never seen Roman really conspire. It's a different depth to his character. That's why I feel like it's a sacrifice, yes, with the argument that you're trying to bring to it. But that's why I don't really care about him cheating to win, because at the end of the day, the reigns is there. No matter what. Edge had some of the most slanderous, sneaky nigga and get wins, but once nigga, oh, my neck's broke.
But how he carried himself, though, in those matches, we can never watch an Edge match and be like, yeah, he can't wrestle or he don't really deserve that belt or something like that to an extent. You know what I mean? Yeah, he might have cheated to win sometimes, but at the same time, Edge always left us impressed in the ring. He's always doing some shit that'll have you like, oh shit, this nigga spearing him out of nowhere, off of anything, through anything, at any second. Like, yo, this white boy crazy.
Even though he having the wackest fucking spears, I just feel like
I just like his because he really trying to, like, his spear is not only trying to cut through you, but he's trying to like really slam you and take you through something. Like Edge is trying to do the most when he spear you. You feel me?
Yeah, but yeah, definitely. I get what you're saying though. As of right now, AEW has sold to 65,000 tickets for All in Wembley Stadium. There are going to be more tickets available over time, but I feel like that's a good market for them to have right now and to be at 65,000. No matches announced. You're selling out an arena that is a world-renowned arena. When people do international tours, that's somewhere if they can sell that out, they know what it is that comes with the magnitude of that arena. So for AEW to even see the billboard going across the signs during the soccer games, it's kind of surreal seeing this. Them only being a company 4 to 5 years, you're seeing the evolution in them, and you're seeing what they're able to do. So I understand why there is a lot of promotion for All In, but at the same time, it's like it's a grand payout because you don't want to under promote and you're going overseas, and it's like you have to really show your graph, your reach. For someone that's not familiar with your product, you want to show them like, damn, they've never been out here before, and this is what they do when they come out here. They show that you're showing not only the people that is a market for them. You're showing WB, Warner Brothers Discovery, who just currently invested in you and gave you another show. Currently, that's trying to get you a streaming deal.
That was cool at Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so I'm like, so for them to be doing that, I see AEW trending in a great direction, bro. And I honestly, it's 65,000 right now they're at, but I see them doing productively like 74,000 sellout, like overall, because the arena can sit 90,000, but 74 is a cool marker. Still leaves room for improvement for your next shows down the line. And at the same time, you are like, that's your first international real show and your first previous gates of like ticket sales that's been a live event were somewhere around 20 something thousand. So you're doing 40,000 leap and international, and now you're gonna do 40,000 international plus pay-per-view buys. And in select movie theaters at Cinemark, you can go watch AEW at the movie theater. So when you calculate all that, this is a huge thing that they're doing. Like I can't even fathom how fast it's come, and like see as far as been seeing how they have all the ticket sales and everything that they're doing. I'm just like this is just something that WWE would be able to like say, oh, this is coming in 3 and 4 months, and it sells out this fast. So I'm looking forward to see them, because now if they're able to do this, and never even thought about them doing this, I don't know what other venue Tony Khan might have in store that they might want to hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, all that just kind of made me think back to when I was watching Rampage this last week, and I was like, damn, bro, I would be so mad if I went to a Rampage live event. Like if I was sitting in that crowd and had to sit through these shitty ass matches, nigga, I would have an attitude the whole time. I would not be cheering. I was like, look at all these happy ass motherfuckers out here for this dry ass wrestling. Everybody in the crowd happy, but I'm like, the wrestling dry, like, and I don't even know sometimes who's coming out. So I'm like, yeah, this shit is whack, bro. I could not be caught up. And I just said that because they're supposed to be coming out here, I think in the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Rampage, I won't be there. I might go to Dynamite, but I'm not doing Rampage. But I am excited for All In because they've been promoting this shit for so damn long now. So it's got to be cracking. And I want to see if MJF's still going to have that belt by then, or if maybe he might be giving it up by then.
Nah, he don't still have that shit. And I honestly, All In's gonna be a legendary pay-per-view, and it's gonna solidify a lot of things. A lot of the reasons why I've been supporting AEW from the beginning. It's gonna solidify a lot of superstars in their division throughout the women's and the women's and the male divisions. Because look at MJF, he's gonna have that world championship. I don't know who he's gonna contend against, but I just know that's gonna be somewhere where he actually puts on a wrestling clinic just to show the world, like, I'm in fucking London. Like I'm in with this company that is on the verge of like doing things that in North America that only WWE can do. And it's like if you want to be second to something, I don't mind them being second to WWE because WWE is first. You know, they've been here, they're the landmark, they're the precedent. So everything that AEW do, they're working towards surpassing it. But I'm not saying they are surpassing it. But I just feel as though you need something like this because it's pushing them. It's gonna make a better product for wrestling overall. You give them people opportunities.
Yeah, Paul Heyman said they're legible competition.
Yeah, so I was like, that's how I'm like, I don't ever want to, I don't ever like hearing people try to discredit them because I'm like, this is like, you may not like it, but that's why I watch this shit so I can see an alternative to WWE. I don't want to see the same thing because WWE to me now is like cookie cutter wrestling. Like they have everything perfect and squared away. Like I want to see some shit fucked up, but at the same time, a high standard production, so I know that they're not broke. But at the same time, this shit legible. They have everything that WWE had. It's on a different scale. And I'm seeing how they work through the TNT network and all that Tony Khan's able to do. And he is providing that old school wrestling feel, but at the same time, he has mad new school wrestling. Like, if you guys haven't realized that, he's figuring out how to infuse the two. That's why I like watching AEW because WWE right now, Vince wants to tell old school stories with these new school wrestling style and wrestlers, and like that's a problem because Triple H has garnered these wrestlers to focus on their in-ring ability and they're focusing on their depth in the ring. The character development shit, he knows it doesn't matter in wrestling fans anymore, in the internet wrestling community. Like that matters to a degree, but they really want to see you kill shit and then have that slight cool character. They don't really want it. LA Knight's a rarity in it that he can have such a big character and there's not no outstanding moveset or really, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not biased, I can see that. But like that's why I just feel like AEW helps wrestlers because like for example, before Dante Martin, like twerking his leg, you seen him in match with Kenny Omega, Young Bucks, and certain things, and he's having legible actual matches with him. It's not squashes. If let's say the roles reversed and they were in WWE, he wouldn't even last in the match with him. And even if the Young Bucks were like, nah, Ben's giving like 10 minutes, give him 10 minutes with us, like make it look like them, he'd be like, nah, I think 5 is good, and you just show him that he's not ready. Like, why are you gonna do that? You gotta plant the seeds, and I see like so many seeds being planted in AEW. So like, imagine now we look at MJF as whatever, and he's a veteran in the locker room at one point. He never leaves to go to WWE, and he holds the title multiple times, and he's the one that's a measuring stick in the company. And I'm looking for that depth. I feel like AEW gives me that hope. I could see the wrestlers blossom because they actually genuinely want to grow with AEW. I feel like WWE is to the point now they're at this business kind of cut and dry, and we don't get that. That's why it's hard for us to find a wrestler like Carlito or like a Shelton or any credible mid carder because they don't even have it in their heart no more, bro. They just be like, I'm getting a check. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna get embarrassed, and then I'm gonna go to NXT. And I'm not getting the world title. It's not even like I think back then they used to Sheldon Carlito. The way they wrestled for the IC belt, it's like a world title, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's also why I'd be giving the Miz so much praise when he had that last Intercontinental Championship run. Because he made it seem like it was a world championship. The way he was talking about it and displaying it and in my head I'm like, yo, this is low key a world title. This is the Intercontinental Championship. It's Intercontinental. That means
all over this.
It's all over this shit. So you're supposed to be, the face that run the whole place. So yeah, I just don't feel like there's that many wrestlers that bring that kind of feel to the championships anymore. Like Gunther is great for the Intercontinental Championship, but Austin Theory is like, no. It was cool for him to have it for a second, but it's like now, okay, you got to put that on somebody that can actually take the ball and run even further with it and really set the bar higher. So yeah, WWE is lacking that right now.
Definitely. That's the only thing I see the difference. Why, if you really want to know why I watch AEW, because I look at someone like Jungle Boy and I say WWE would love to get your hands on you, but you don't want to fuck with them because you see how they do the little niggas, and you know how you are.
His character needs to be changed.
His character need to be changed, bro. But he can wrestle. But the thing is, WWE would fiddle with his character so much, the nigga would never get to wrestle. He would be a background nigga, and you just be like, who's this clown? And then you never see this nigga wrestle. At least every time you see them.
Well, that's why his best bet would to start off in NXT. You better start off.
I don't
in
even feel like
NXT.
NXT could do him right. Sean might be like, "We gonna make you a character, nigga. What you want to do?"
They do a really good job with character
No.
development over there.
Yes, that's
Like
what
we
I'm
love
saying.
their characters over there until they get to WWE.
That's what I be saying. I
So
just like, okay, Sean might help you a little bit, but I just know he just too misguided. I just seen how he operating off himself because the best thing he did was break away from that tag team. But Jungle Boy just don't have that. He don't have that edge to him. He think his edge is saying the right shit and being nice and like and slapping somebody when they disrespect him. That's not edge, bro. Your edge is like how your demeanor, certain shit they see you, even if the camera just see you and you don't say a word, the camera just catch your vibe like, oh, what's Jack Perry on? No, you don't get that from you. We know you when we see you. What's Jack Perry? I feel bad. And that's the thing. He let them put him in these angles where you gotta feel bad for him. He need to be a meta card. Like I need him low key to go on Collision, so that way I know that's kind of like he at AEW like one of the originals. He should belong there. I'm like, no, he need to go fucking Collision.
he just not ready. And you would have thought that ass whooping from Christian would have really molded him.
Yeah.
I don't even want to speak about him too much, but he is definitely not ready to hold any belt by himself. Hell no. You look like a glorious tag team partner. you look like a perfect piece to watch somebody's back, or just a perfect little henchman. You just not world heavyweight championship material.
Until you cut them damn sideburns and stop acting like you fake Tarzan.
Bro, what the fuck? How you look 40, but you fucking look like he looked young
40,
and old.
yo. He looked 40, but he looked a smooth 20.
Right, like he looked young and old. What the fuck is going on, bro? Like, no. Get out of here. Hell no. Vince would look at him and laugh.
Bro,
like,
that's what I'm telling you.
Like, you want me to buy this? This is what you want me to buy? This is what you want me to spend my money on? This is what you want me to put on national television? You crazy. You crazy. Slap yourself. Slap yourself or I slap you.
You said, we'll get Brock to throw him around. Fuck it.
Hell yeah. Brock, break that nigga neck. All right, let's talk about some real wrestling and get back into Roman Reigns getting booked less because he's going to Hollywood soon. And I spoke about this a little bit earlier. I don't like that John Cena was talking shit about The Rock going to Hollywood and then John do it. And then Roman talked shit about John going to Hollywood and now Roman's on his way out the door too. Like, come on, bro. What kind of shit is that?
He been planting seeds, bro. What do you mean, 2018?
I know he been planting seeds.
Shaw, he was in a little cameo. Doing his little, his little shit. His Samoan shit. I been knew Roman was going to go Hollywood, bro.
Look, bro. I look at it like this. If you really love this wrestling shit, ain't nobody mad at you for going to get your bag in Hollywood, but you stay true to what made you. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I skateboard to my heart and soul. I do a lot of other shit. I film, I direct, I edit, I do all type of shit. I create clothing, but at the end of the day, I'm always going to go back to what made me, what shaped me, what's in my heart and soul, and that's skateboarding. And I'm still good at it today, and I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to be 60 plus still being able to kickflip. I'm going to make sure I can. Why? Because it's tatted on my body, because I really love that shit. And you know what I mean? We know wrestlers that really love this shit, like Sting, Ric Flair, Daniel Bryan. Those are just a couple names that I can throw out there that are wrestlers to their fucking core. You know what I mean? And no matter what, they're going to wrestle. They're going to get their roles and do. Ric Flair got his own weed strain. He doing music videos, flying all around the country, but still want to put on a wrestling match. That's what I mean. So, like, I just don't appreciate them leaving to Hollywood and staying in Hollywood. And then we can't enjoy them like we used to. John Cena, the reason why your body fucking hurts and is failing you now is because you ain't keep up with it correctly. You're not built for it. You went to Hollywood and you put on your fake muscles versus the ring muscles. You know, when you just lifting to look good versus lifting to beat a nigga up. There's a difference if you actually worked out. So that's my whole problem with John. It's like, bro, come on, man. And it ain't, if you really love this shit, you'll get your body in order and you'll get your ass back in that ring. Because at the end of the day, that's what you do for shit that you love. Look at Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy don't care how many times he relapsed, don't care how many times he injured himself or nothing. He's going to get back in that ring and he's still going to swanton bomb off the highest fucking thing he can find. Like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, like when I hear about wrestlers going to Hollywood, that just makes me question their love for the company. Like I'm sure you love it to an extent, but it's all like, how much are you giving back to it though when you go out there and you become a made man in Hollywood? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like for example, look at Seth getting this new role. I feel like
I know for a fact Seth is gonna stay. Seth, of course, Seth is gonna take these roles and shit as they come
because he's trying to be on some different shit.
Yeah, and everybody trying to get a bag, trying to have some extra money on the side. Of course, why not? But you can tell Seth loved this shit to where he ain't going nowhere. Like that's just something that he might do on the side on some free time type shit.
Yeah, a quick little sidebar about Seth. I noticed he added something to his entrance. You know, the spotlight he added, like when they say you sing the song. I think that's cool. I feel like the one thing with Seth's new character that I do enjoy is the fact that he's kind of figured out how to work the crowd. I feel like that was a major thing that was wrong with Seth. Yeah, so I feel like Seth being able to now formulate his character better and work the audience is a big reason now he's getting these roles, because now he's going to be in the new Captain America, A New World Order. I feel he'll be great in that because his persona in the ring has helped him figure out himself and how to act and how to carry himself like with the presence. I feel like Seth's biggest problem was he didn't know how to carry himself with that presence. That's why he kept getting hoed and kept getting these weird championship reigns, because he never felt like a champion, because he's like, Hunter, where are you? Like, you're not leading me. And I also feel like that's why they're hesitant to give him the championship, like this new championship, just because they don't know, like, oh, Seth, like, we fuck with you. You're a dependable ass wrestler to the core, like you said, bro. But it's just like you're not. It's like it's different. You know what and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I just said though. Like you can tell Seth loved this shit a little bit more differently than Roman do, than the other ones do. You know what I mean? He's going out there putting on legible matches every week, still coming out here every Monday and giving us that same energy. You know what I mean? And it don't waver. And he's had commercials, he's done movies, but like at the end of the day, you don't ever hear any speculation or anything about him plotting on leaving WWE or even thinking about it. You know what I mean? Like you could just, and the way he is in the ring, how he is in the ring, he's always adding. He's always adding on to something. He's always making his stomp better or more impressive, doing it with some big ass red shoes. Like, you know what I mean? Like
he's hitting somebody different that you didn't think he could hit the stomp on.
Exactly, bro. He's jumping off Austin Theory's back to stomp out Bobby Lashley. Like he's putting on performances in the ring, and you can tell by the way he wrestled, like he loved his shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of just what I've been wanting to see from Roman. I'm all like, bro, I want to be able to tell that you love this shit. Like John loved this shit for real, because like I said, at the end of on his way out, he was adding shit onto his wrestling repertoire. You know what I mean? He was doing more mat wrestling. He was trying to throw in some more submissions, really show you that he could wrestle and shit. It's like, okay, Roman, show us that the tribal chief elevated in some type of way. Because right now, how Roman is being displayed, he's just like a scary boss to me. Somebody that is hiding behind closed doors and depending on other people to handle his dirty work. And yeah, I just want to see the same passion come from Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? When it comes to this wrestling shit, because in the ring, I don't know. I don't really see it. I see a nigga right now just trying to keep his body preserved for Hollywood. That's how I'm looking at Roman right now.
There's some truth in that statement, but I also do feel like Roman, along with a lot of these wrestlers, they're facing longevity, and I feel like we're gonna see a lot of these wrestlers that we're watching right now come back when they're older and be walking normal. Like we're not gonna see a lot of them hobbled over. Like Edge is somebody that like I feel like this new wrestling has brought him back. He's not gonna hobble because he had to get in shape again, and you know what I mean. But for the most part, everybody that's from Edge's era and on, look at John. He started stop wrestling and he's trying to chill and his body's getting dormant and he's having problems because nigga, you was a fucking weightlifter and you were a competitive bodybuilder before you even picked up any type of wrestling gear. So, bro, you supposed to know that you couldn't even just stop, and you had a training addiction damn near. So it's just like it sucks to hear that for him, but it's like at the end of the day, I knew it was gonna come sooner or later, just because John is embracing his different role in life, and he doesn't want to be. I knew it was coming when he removed the jorts. When he stopped wearing jorts and just wanted to put on cargo, he only wears the jorts now as nostalgia to make everyone feel good. John stopped wearing those around 2012, 2013. Actually, 2013. Because he knew.
Yeah, I like the cargos
cargo, because he knew he had to. He couldn't just be that old dad that's outdated. So he had to adapt. And he was getting away from being this rap persona because he knew that couldn't last forever. And he's going to be looked at as a joke. This old white man trying to rap. And I often always commended Johnny myself, even if I never said out to myself, like I respect him for doing that. Like he subtly did all that shit and just made sure he kept the narrative. He hustled over to respect, and then even at that, he had changed it just because it lasted a little too harsh. Never give up.
He still should have like kept it a little bit to an extent. Like every once in a while, go out and do a rap. I mean, he did, depending on who it was, like The Rock or somebody.
Caliber to bring him out, bring that out, so you know, I still got it. But it's like I'm not trying to do that for every Jack Ryder.
Yeah, he ain't got to do it like all the time. But I'm saying like he should have still kept that just to do every once in a while, because that still is cool, and nobody else can flame anybody like you can on a mic. Like he used to come out and say some hilarious ass shit. So I don't see why he couldn't just do that every once in a while. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you John Cena. That's what we expect you to do. Just like you gonna come out here and wear them jorts, well, nigga, you might as well spit a bar.
You know what's crazy as fuck? I thought it was crazy seeing John. Like, I feel like he should have did more movies during WWE. I feel like he didn't capitalize on it the right way. Like this, we could still have John Cena in the ring if he would have just did. He should have showed the right way. Like I could do both.
I feel like I'm being robbed of 17 right now, bro. Like that's exactly how this feels. I feel like John is basically telling us that don't expect that 17 because it's not in me.
I don't give a fuck about that. That's how I feel like he's on. Like, it's whatever. And I just feel like we didn't. He should have try to do it for like a dual sport athlete.
Yeah, bro.
Like not sport. It's not even we're acting, not a sport, but he should try to do acting, a double threat, acting and wrestling, because I feel like he would have been able to make more history. We would, and then he would have been able to been in cooler shit. Can you imagine Johnson in some of the comedies? Because he's funny. Imagine some comedy that came out there in 2000, like when we were growing up, especially WWE, before it really got into that PG type shit. And then that way, he would have been able to just get that shit out, the acting bug out of the way, and then still be able to wrestle right now. Versus, because he was like, I did that
I feel like he still can, bro. Like, it's just a mindset thing. And I feel like he's just not.
No, I know. I'm not. I know he can still wrestle, but I feel like he gave up. And it's like, oh man, like, I feel like it's because you want to fully dive into the acting thing, because you feel like you fully gave into wrestling, so now you deserve to give. No, I'm like, no, bro, fuck that.
If Sting is still out there trying to wrestle, John Cena can get back in the ring and hold the title.
I'm just like, bro, you don't need to 100% commit to this acting shit, nigga. No one's trying to see. I'm trying to see the next John Cena movie, and I get that you're trying to be.
That is the last thing I'm looking forward to, is a John Cena movie. I don't care how good of an actor he is, and I don't care how much I might enjoy a movie or laugh at it. Nigga, I need John Cena in the motherfucking ring.
John, you are missing out on being a fucking general manager of this shit,
bro.
Yeah,
man.
Like, you could be a
general
cool
manager, John.
Just cool general manager. Like you don't
or be an announcer.
but like yeah, but like it's like he's too much of stature to be a fucking announcer. That's why I don't even want to put him where these niggas can just talk to him. And they commentate before a nigga feel like he can push John Cena because he's an announcer. Nigga, he's a general manager. You push him, he might beat your ass or put you in a match with 10 niggas beating you up in the steel cage.
Or he might come out and wrestle.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, this shit is just weird, John. Like you're not following a good trend. Like if you love this business so much, just stay with us. We've been paying the bills for you. You know what I'm saying? If you there, we gonna pay attention. This other shit you're trying to do, I get that you're trying to use that magnitude on this other screen, but that other screen is real fluky. Like you get that you deal with consistency, and like the consistency of Monday Night Raw helped you be you. So like this other shit, you gotta chill out for a couple months, get into character for this shit. Then you gotta duck away. No one can see you for a while because you gotta be this kind of body and this kind of role. Nigga, you built top heavy as a bitch, and you just the way you lift it work, bro. You just look crazy. You don't need to be on the screen as an actor, bro. You need to be a wrestler.
Look, at the end of the day, we want John to hit number 17, and Roman. Yeah, it's probably best for you to go to Hollywood, brother, because your health is questionable, your wrestling skills is questionable. Sometimes the dialogue that you have is questionable because you be talking about you trying to smash dudes.
Hey man, he just learning from Contrell. Pause. They don't mean it like that.
It's just like, I don't know. I don't really care for Roman going to Hollywood. I just don't appreciate him talking shit about John Cena doing it. And then a couple years later, you on the same shit. And Roman looks like he's in perfect shape to still keep wrestling. So I don't know why he trying to run.
You just trying to take it easy, man. Mahalo, my brother. Put the bloodline first.
I feel like we getting robbed. I feel like we getting robbed.
Of Roman years?
Nah, it just of these wrestlers in general, bro. We getting robbed of Randy Orton. We getting robbed of Edge. We getting robbed of John, and we now getting robbed of Roman. And I say Edge because he broke his neck and missed all those years and came back as this, and now they won't even put a world title on him, no matter how good he can wrestle right now. We got robbed.
They're like, it's awkward. They're like, we got to build new stars, Edge.
Yeah, your time is gone, Edge. Like, that's how it feels. Like, it sucks. Randy Orton being told that he can't wrestle anymore. I feel like Randy's not going to listen because if Edge can do it, Randy, like, I can do it. You know what I mean? And I just hope that if Randy come back, that'll set a fire in John Cena, and he'd be like, all right, well, if Randy can get his body in shape and come back from something like that, then maybe I can too. I mean, it ain't like John got a torn pec or broken back or anything or broken neck. Bro, you just had a great match with Austin Theory at WrestleMania. Why can't you push yourself a little further to get in shape to where you can be solid enough to get 17 real quick? And we're not even asking you to hold it for a number of months. I don't care if you held that shit for 2 nights. At least you hit 17 and we can go off in pieces, fans. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Upcoming at this year's Night of Champions, we have Solo and Roman Reigns taking on Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And this is going to be a very interesting battle because they're taking on two people who've never tag teamed together. And it's for the Unified Tag Team Championships. And this is the first Middle East event that Sami has attended. And guess why, bro? Because he's been officially unbanned by Saudi Arabia. Now, due to my research I was looking up, Sami is no longer banned from competing in Saudi Arabia due to his Syrian heritage. He previously was banned, having to deal with the fact that Syria and Saudi Arabia had not reopened diplomatic relations for over 11 years. So, pretty much with that being said, those two countries are at odds and didn't talk or agree at all. So they basically banned everybody that had anything to do with Syrian type heritage from entering their land. So Sami, like when WWE started this program and going out to the Middle East and having this relationship, they literally like in their demands of the contract was like, he can't be here. He can't. He can't show up.
Right.
So it wasn't even like at first it was a Sammy like trying to just denounce it, but now he's unbanned. He's gonna promote, and I feel like it's gonna be another good opportunity for Sammy to promote his Sammy for Syria, because he also has a campaign for all the Syrian hostages and people who are enslaved, and all of his people that are going through the strife in that country. I feel like this would be a great platform for him to bring some light to that. Just by people knowing that he was banned, they're gonna be like, "Why was he banned?" It's gonna help them look into the whole history between these two countries at odds. So this is a great thing to see, and people could. It's way bigger than wrestling, so I just think that's something that's cool to throw out there.
Yeah, for sure. The only thing I really have to say about this Night of Champions pay per view is I wish it was like the old school ones where it was just a championship only pay per view. You know what I mean? Like every single match involved a championship belt and maybe sometimes introduced a new championship belt. So I just miss the tradition of it, and I kind of want them to get back to that because there should be absolutely no match on this card that doesn't involve a title match. You know what I
Yeah, I'm
mean?
kind of thrown off by like Cody and Brock rematch. So I'm matching.
Bianca's not going against no one at Night of Champions, which is weird as hell. And Rhea Ripley isn't either. And those belts are still at question. Like, who's going to be able to compete for those belts? Are SmackDown competitors going to have to go to Raw to fight Rhea Ripley? Or how is that going to play out? You know what I mean? Becky versus Trish and Brock versus Cody Rhodes are the only two non-championship matches. And yeah, those are good matches to have, but not for Night of Champions. It's Night of Champions for a reason. You got to
Bro,
be a
I'm just
champion.
tired of like this booking, but like they don't know how to book a damn pay per view at all anymore, bro. Even just booking in general, like the shows just be in a whole atmosphere of ass. Like I just feel like remember we used to get real pay per view like pay per view quality matches on regular Raw, or like the fact that they could defend the heavyweight championship. I don't give a fuck if this person retains it, defending it on this fucking program. We don't see none of that shit no more. To the point, that's why I respect AEW. See them go out there and make every champion defend the championship. The point, someone like Orange Cassidy, you like, damn, whoever loses it from him, takes it from him, he's gonna be a star. He made somebody with that because he defended 20 times and 20 wins. Like, come on, bro. WWE can never put on that type of programming, bro. Look at what they're doing, Austin Theory. I don't give a fuck how many times he
Yeah, they're
won.
taking the UFC approach and like making us wait a very long time to finally see that title be defended.
That shit's weird. It is not good. WWE needs to realize that the championship and how it was able to move and go to certain people, and certain people may miss out on it, but then they get it down the line. It's like it's okay. It's all right to move around the belt. It's all right. It's not going to devalue that championship. You know why? Because that middle key is going to be a legible debate where all these contenders that good, they were able to get at least one grubby hands on it. Like it's
Right.
not everyone need a 5+ reign. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's this problem with this reign with this generation too. Even how they did Charlotte's reign. This is why she gotta take time off, because she'll be burnt out if she just continue to be on the screen. If she's not winning, it's gonna look sad that she's losing, and it's gonna be like, okay, now you're a joke. Now you're washed because you already had 13, so they're not gonna give you anymore. You're losing. Oh no, you're winning now. You're taking away from the other people. So it's like she gotta just be on vacay because
Yeah, and she's got 14 championships. And she ain't even been here that long. She been here since like what, 2014, 20.
it hasn't even been 10 years yet.
Yeah, like I'm like, yo, she's already got that many belts. Sasha only ended up getting 6. So I'm like, yeah, no, that's crazy.
They did Sasha. They did Sasha bogus.
Up next, we're gonna be talking about CM Punk's possible AEW return. Apparently, he had a great conversation with Tony Khan and Chris Jericho, which you know is not something that's regular, especially all the beef and history he's got with Chris Jericho. You know,
Hell yeah.
I always think back to that Best in the World feud that they had. It was a great feud. CM Punk ended up getting the best of him.
Which I thought he should.
Yeah, that was a good decision. But I'm excited to see CM Punk wrestling again and back on AEW. I feel like that's great. And everybody about to hate it, but it's like, yo, He's the best in the world. His words. But, you know, that's my dog. I'm always rock with Phil, right or wrong. I've been rocking with him since his ECW days, and can't nobody change the way I look at Phil. That's my dog. And he's a great in-ring competitor, even though he ain't got it like he used to. He still can go out there and make a star like he did MJF, which is the whole reason why he even in this position right now.
You know, did make a good rivalry with MJF. You know what
Oh
I'm saying?
yeah,
But it takes two to tango, and MJF definitely held his own in the promos and in the work leading up to this legendary feud. I hope that what transpires from this down the road is a match with them again, and Phil can go over again. Or will he? Because last time I checked, he beat Maxwell. So I want to see that match again because he's going to lose this time. And then
he should win again.
No, he's not.
He should win again.
Fuck him. Yeah, nah, I fuck with you, CM Punk, but you broken down. After I seen you fake them buckshot attempts, I was like, yeah.
Who do you think he's gonna come back and feud with? I'd like to see him versus Adam Cole, or see him go against Hangman Adam Page.
That'd be cool again, but I feel like if he does that, I don't want to see that because he's gonna have to get beat the fuck up. I'm sorry, like that man already, like he went through John Moxley. He's got a little more. You kind of sent Hangman to a spiral because they should never took the championship off of him and put it on you. And then once they did that, the company was in a flux because your body couldn't keep up. Next thing, your mouth couldn't keep up with the people writing shit. Your ass couldn't cash. Niggas getting beat up backstage, broken down and shit. Like I see, that's what I told you. Hangman is the nigga, bro. He's solid.
Phil is a real nigga too. Bro, he'll go and tell you about yourself. He'll let you know. Nigga, use a bitch, alright? I've been charging this shit for years. Nigga, I've been had belts. Y'all need me more than I need you, okay? I'm the one that was about to retire with the WWE Championship, nigga. Alright? I'm the one that had AJ Lee. Y'all don't know nothing about this, okay? I'm straight edge. You don't know. You don't know. This is my dog, Phil. I used to do the mask, too. I used to be a masked wrestler. They don't even bring that up. They don't even bring that up. I was the GOAT. I beat the Big Show.
This is my point exactly. That's why he gotta fucking go down. Because all that bullshit he be on, Hangman he choked Moxley out, hung him. Moxley had to start attacking Hangman because he's like, no, you really a problem. So I gotta get my little minions in me to jump you. So that way we can really take you out. I'll stab you in the face. And that way I can start stabbing everybody in the face. But I really had to start this shit with you and make it look like you're not the threat and do it to everybody else. Nah, nigga, you started. I did it because you choked me with that rope. You held me up with that rope. I ain't like that. But everybody saw me give up. Everybody saw me give up. Nah, I'm supposed to be a thug. I'm supposed to shave my head any type of way, white man, right? No.
How you turned this on John Moxley?
Because Hangman to go. And you need a feud with, feud with John. CM Punk, don't feud with Hangman. Hangman gonna fuck you up. He gonna say, you the reason I'm on this shit, bro.
John is the one with the better record over Hangman, though.
It's a draw right now.
Nah. John won the last match, so that put him up one.
It's a draw. It's a draw, bro. It's a draw. It's a draw. That's why they were thinking, that's what they were saying definitively. Hangman, John already was up when they were going into Revolution. So why is this match even happening? I'm glad this match happened for this reason exactly. It's a draw.
But didn't they fight after that?
No, he just kept jumping him.
Oh, well, see, he upped the score.
He upped the score. Yes, no, he's a hoe. And he can't. As I'm trying to tell everyone want to talk shit about Hangman, but niggas is soft when it come to Hangman. They know that they fuck with him, but then they they leave him alone after a while. Cause he's like,
John
I can't fuck with you, bro.
His ass, bro. He had to shove you pussy. Fuck this wrestling shit. I'm a real nigga. I do real nigga shit. Did he bite his ear off or some shit? Try to bite his ear off?
He stabbed that nigga in the face.
Hey, man, John ain't for play.
I do think, seriously, though, I think John Moxley would be someone good for him to feud with because they have, some type of chemistry. I see, they don't have the necessary physiological chemistry in the ring because John be off a misstep, Phil broken down, so the physiologically be off, but the promos and the intensity it be there. So I'm like, yeah, you guys could definitely tell a good story.
Oh yeah.
Also think for him, you said Adam Cole, that's a good one. Kenny Omega and the Leech, it's gotta happen, bro. It's gotta happen. It's like, okay, I know you guys really hate each other, but you guys understand that could be like a great promo. Just don't say too much. Like, say enough to where you're like, oh, okay, I can up the scope, but not like,
John
don't say
have to
anything
let
that's
him
gonna
know.
cause you guys to fight again.
Oh yeah, that's what we need. That's what we want.
That's what we want. Yeah, cause I'm like,
And I feel
ooh,
like Phil is really gonna show up for that.
yeah, cause he like, I
I've
need to.
been waiting to whoop y'all pussy asses.
I've been in the gym heavy. I've been with FTR. Dax been telling me what y'all been saying when I'm not around.
Mm-hmm.
I know what's going down, man. I know. Yeah, right.
My dog Phil about to come back and tear the club up. Unfortunately, we got to talk about him now. We absolutely have no choice because he's the new number one contender for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship, Mustafa Ali. Do you think that was the right or wrong decision to let him win that battle royal? Out of all of those other legible competitors, was he the right one?
I mean, I see why they did it.
I know why they did it.
Cause
They go into Saudi. They go into Saudi. They needed somebody there. But it's like you about to embarrass Mustafa Ali again?
I was thinking they did it because they wanted him to not go through this dry spell anymore. And I
Yeah.
feel like he needs some type of momentum so that way he can take this legible loss to Gunther.
He about to
But
take a real legible ass whooping.
but at the same time, he could be like, I just competed for the Intercontinental Championship. And so that kind of, it's crazy to say, throws him up in the mix of being a contender now. So now he's in the back of the line, but he's in the rankings for something that he wasn't in before this battle royal. So yes, that could have went to somebody else, but he low-key needed it more than anybody else. Because if you were in that battle royal, you pretty much don't have screen time. Mustafa already getting screen time, but he's getting shitted on. So we needed him to show this, so that way we could shit on him some more.
Exactly. And I'm just like, man, I know you guys needed someone to represent that culture at Saudi Arabia, but it's like Mustafa Ali versus Gunther. The way you guys built Gunther up and what you guys have been doing with Mustafa Ali the past few months, and now he's in this match, it just don't add up. And so therefore, we're not gonna believe him winning against Gunther at all. He's definitely about to take probably one of the craziest ass whoopings of his life.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have a decent showing. I will say that because he has to. He's
He
there.
has no choice.
But in the end, he will be dominated. Pause.
Pause. Definitely. He definitely will be great. He will be destroyed, dismantled. He will get defecated on.
Desecrated. All of that. Last but not least, we got the main event for Night of Champions, and we're gonna see who's gonna be the newly crowned World Heavyweight Champion, and that's gonna be between AJ Styles and Seth freaking Rollins. Who you got, man?
I want to say it's going to be AJ, but at the same time, I feel like they'll give it to Seth just because he deserves it. But at the same time, what better way to stamp the championship than to give it to someone that's won a world championship in every company that he's been in? And that would
Mm-hmm.
be AJ. No matter where he's been a world champion. And I feel like that goes a lot. Yes, I feel like Seth's incredible world champion, but at the same time, Seth only had a hair so really in small time American promotion and WWE developmental and their main roster. AJ has done that shit everywhere, and he didn't even need to go to NXT. WWE knew from the jump, okay, we don't need to play with you. You could carry a company. You did it in TNA. You did it in New Japan. You were a leader of the Bullet Club. That's another thing I just feel like people just need to really put respect on AJ's name. Like, Finn started it, but AJ was also a leader and a prominent leader. Like, Finn didn't hold World Heavyweight Championship gold whole WAP being a leader of the Bullet Club. You know, he started the whole shit. Finn and AJ was the world champ and in the shit leading it and running and had everyone running dominant. So like he brought prestige to it in a different sense because Finn was a champion, but he was like a never open weight or like a junior heavyweight type of champion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like AJ winning the championship would just add a little bit more prestige in a different way. But this belt would be more stamped as an okay, you're a workhorse and you're uncrowned, and that would feel like okay, Seth, this is what you deserve. But I feel like that also, you know how we were talking about consolation prize, it also feels like consolation prize because you couldn't beat Roman, and so pretty much.
Well, it'd be a consolation prize for AJ because he couldn't beat Roman. For Seth, he did beat Roman. It was no disqualification. It was a no disqualification win, but it still counts as a win over Roman Reigns. When Roman choked him out and got disqualified in their match.
I'm talking about AJ. When did he wrestle him for the championship?
He beat AJ like a long time ago. Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, that shit don't count.
2022.
That shit is fraud. Nigga, did he even pin Roman? This nigga's
he lost to Roman. Shit.
Oh my god.
Shit. Him and Edge lost to Roman.
That nigga ain't getting no one-on-one match. That nigga ain't getting a one-on-one fade. Everybody else got some type of one-on-one fade. Nevertheless, with AJ necessarily already losing to Roman, I still feel like it wouldn't be a real consolation prize because AJ is a real threat. So like him having that world title and him that being the inaugural one, I could just see that being like an unlimited reign. Like it could be 3 months and it could be the most fire 3 months. 3 to 6 months, leave damn near even. He could hold that shit for damn near a year. I could see it with AJ. With Seth, I don't see it being that long. For some reason, just because they like, who can we build with Seth? And I feel like if they give it to Seth, Gunther is taking it within 6 months of him having it.
I feel like if they want to continue to try to make sense of these championships, it would be best to let Seth go ahead and win this because he's exclusive to Raw and AJ Styles is exclusive to SmackDown. I don't know why they set it up to where someone from SmackDown could possibly have an opportunity at this versus giving someone from SmackDown an opportunity at Roman Reigns. It just didn't make sense. You did mention a lot of good things about AJ Styles and why he should be champion, but at the same time, bro, he just came back off of injury and ain't been on shit for the absolute longest. So for him to come out the blue and then win this world title would be an absolute travesty. And especially for Seth Rollins because he's been the workhorse. He's been taking the disrespectful L's, all type of shit. He's done more than pay his dues to WWE for this extremely long title reign of Roman Reigns. And on top of that, he's the only person to actually have a win against Roman Reigns. Yeah, it was via disqualification, but a win is a win. And that also says that, hey, Roman didn't do that to nobody else but him. So that has to mean something like, oh, you was a threat. I had to really wild out on you because you could really take this from me. So I had to get you before you possibly got me because Roman's been curb stomped before. He know what that's like, and he know it probably only take 2 of them joints to put him out. So Seth winning this World Heavyweight Championship, it would just make sense. If you guys do anything outside of that, y'all on some bullshit, and it's straight disrespect. AJ Styles can win that sometime down the line after he's shown in ring again that he can be that workhorse and he can put on some legible matches and that leg is holding up, everything is solid, and give him an actual storyline build versus just putting this world title on him at random. You know what I mean? Versus Seth Rollins, who's been busting his ass for weeks on end for years now. He shows up on every Monday Night Raw. I can't remember a Monday Night Raw where I ain't seen Seth Rollins. So, yeah, that's what I think about that. And that's been another episode of Wrestling with Xotics. We appreciate everybody out there rocking with us and watching the show. Also smoking the good exotics with us. Again, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, man.
Share the shit with the world, y'all.
And turn on your post notifications so you know every time we drop a track. And go check out the new PCF shop. That's pcfshop.myshopify.com. Check us out, man. We got something for everybody. Peace.